Realistically, how long is that going to take? Well, depending on how they move. To figure out that, we need to look at many different factors. Thankfully, I went to school for music business, so I know a little bit of an insight on this. So first off, you have to record the album. He's been working on music for this album since before Scale Nicey got released. Now Paul Meany's coming in as a producer to help finalize things up, help things sound better. Sometimes artists will take days to record an album, sometimes it'll take a month, months, weeks. I know artists that have taken years to record albums, but for 21 Pilots, they're pretty quick people, so maybe they can get it done within a month or less. Then it has to be sent over to the mixing and mastering engineer. They help make the album sound the way that it sounds. Next, you have a whole bunch of legal stuff you have to deal with. Once that's done, you have to submit all of your songs to the United States Copyright Office, register with a PRO, Performance Rights Organization, so you can collect your royalties, file more copyright stuff with album names, art, as well as merch ideas, coming up with a track list, what you want your album art to be, coming up with the liner notes inside, putting it to distributors, it makes it actually producing physical copies of the album, getting it uploaded to streaming platforms. But between all of that, they have to go to the record company. They have to go to the Fueled by Ramen / Warner Media, the parent company to Fueled by Ramen, and they have to be like, hey, here it is. And then the record label can suggest things. The record company does get a say in things, so they have to take in consideration. Then they have to come up with what the single is going to be, and the record label does get a say in that. And the band mainly gets a say in what's going to be a single, because after all, the first 3 singles are typically the artist's pick. An artist will release 3 singles before the album fully comes out. We saw that for Scale Nicey. We saw that for Trench. We saw that for Blurry Face. And we also saw that for Vessel, where they put out the 3 songs EP before Vessel came out. It's a very common thing to do amongst artists. So they need to figure out what song they're doing as their single. It's a very common thing in the music business. Once you sign to a record label, you have to do a certain amount of albums in a certain time frame. So for 21 Pilots, they've been consistently, since Blurry Face, putting out an album every 3 years. And we are slowly approaching the 3rd year. 21 Pilots aren't independent artists where they can just be like, oh, I'm gonna record music and release it whenever. They're not like that. Like, I wrote and recorded an EP and it's coming out August 18th. I can make that decision myself because it's just me as an independent artist. But when you're signed to a label, then you have a bit more restrictions upon that front, especially the bigger companies like Atlantic, Fueled by Ramen, Warner Media, Universal Music Group, and all of that. And then, this is the most crucial part. Recording the music video. So the next music video from 21 Pilots, odds are, is going to be the follow-up to The Outside. What happens after? The music video has so many different factors. First off, coming up with the idea of what you want this music video to be, the follow-up to The Outside. Secondly, making sure that your team is available. Making sure Mark from Real Bear Media is available. Making sure that Andrew Donahoe is available if you want him to continue his masterful, beautiful storytelling and directing through the Dema storyline music videos. See the Trench trilogy, see Outside, as well as Saturday. You need to pick your location. You need to come up with the camera team. You need to come up with stagehands, makeup artists. If they have the banditos there, which odds are they will, you have to have the extras there as well. When we got Saturday, that took about a month and a half to get out. They recorded the Saturday music video shortly after Scale Nicey came out, and it got released on July 8th, I believe. And then for The Outside, they recorded it back in January 2022, and it came out midway or the end of March. So time frames are super important here. And you have to have that first music video ready before you can release the single, because those two are crucially important. Then you start promoting. Realistically, how long is that going to take? Well, depending on how they move, depending on how long it takes. Let's say they get the album done the end of the month. So by August 31st, they get the thing done. Then they have to figure out, do all the legal things. And let's say they start shooting music video September 17th, my birthday. Why not? Then record that, let's say for 3 days. Then we get a month and a half to edit the video. And then we finally get it. We are looking at November. Mid-November to late November on that front. So, odds are we're gonna get our first single most likely this year. Most likely either in late November or we're gonna get it in December. Because typically 21 Pilots have been refraining doing things in December because, you know, Dad Tyler with him and his 2 kids, give the dad time off, especially while they're young, be it Christmas together, be it New Year's together. So odds are we're gonna get the next 21 Pilot album beginning of next year.